Let's talk. So let's talk the latest episode, season 7, episode 9. Let's talk about Tiffany. Tiffany. I feel like it was very much like most of them. I don't want to diminish her story, but I feel like it was very similar to a lot of stories. But I'm just gonna jump right in there. Tiffany, 28 years old. She lives with her boyfriend, Aaron. They live in Washington State. So it starts like every single other 600-pound life starts, which I want to talk about 600-pound life going forward. But anyway, um, getting out of bed, go to the shower, showers herself, get dressed, then go eat. Well, no, they go to the grocery store. But first, I want to say I really felt sorry for Tiffany. I felt like she didn't have a chance. And when I say I felt like she didn't have a chance, I feel like there was almost levels of abuse in her home life. She grew up with her mom and her dad, but it was a very tumultuous situation, a lot of arguing and stuff. Her mom worked 2 jobs. Her dad was a stay-at-home dad. He was over 400 pounds and didn't have a good relationship with food. Hence, how she got so overweight and picked up a lot of weight because they would just feed her, make her eat all her food. Well, by the time she was 13 or when she went into 13, she was 300 pounds. I feel like that's abusive. 300 pounds at 13? I feel like that's abusive. Um, and so she started high school and that was hard for her. I mean, I couldn't imagine being that heavy. And then she said she picked up like 200 pounds in 2 years just because she started to see, she felt like her dad was abusive to her mom and she started taking for her mom. Then her dad just went crazy on her because she was a daddy's girl. So her dad just started being abusive to her verbally, calling her names, and just really not what you would need, especially as a teenage girl. So, she did manage. They found her, and she dropped out of high school. They found her alternative school, and she did manage to graduate high school. I believe she was like 540 or 60 pounds graduating high school. That's why I say I felt sorry for her. I felt like she never really had a chance. I mean, the girl was over 100 pounds. I think when she said she was like 7 or 8, it's like 120. It was just, I felt it was abusive. Anyway, let's get back into the story. So her and her boyfriend, they go to the grocery store, somebody in the car being mean to her. Usual. I think people are really nasty like that. Anyway, so then she decides, okay, she's going to go see Dr. Now. First airplane ride. And here's where I did have some issues with Tiffany. So she knew it too because she said it. She's like, I've heard about airplane bathrooms and that they're really small. And so I don't want to have any accidents. I don't want to have any problems. But they did call ahead. The airport was ready for them, had a wheelchair for them. And everything seemed to go smoothly. She had bought 2 seats and everything was going good. But where's my problem with Tiffany. Even before that, I'll go back into my problem. But here's the major problem with Tiffany. So they get to the airport. She knows she needs to use the bathroom because it's a long over a 4-hour flight. And she knows she can't fit into the bathroom stall. So instead of her worrying about using the bathroom, she's worried about getting food. I don't know. I don't want to judge. I don't do these reviews to judge. But I just feel like you in 2 seats, I wouldn't even feel comfortable eating a double, triple, quarter pounder on the plane. I would have been the secret eater. I would have had to eat it in secret. Ain't no way I would have sitting up there in 2 seats eating that burger. I just couldn't. But anyway, she made it through. As soon as she got off, she was like, hey, y'all got to get me to the bathroom ASAP. I got to go. They tried. They didn't make it. She ended up using it on herself. Had to change. Whole ordeal. Whatever. Stop, get something to eat, go to the hotel, go see Dr. Now. First weigh in, she's 670 something. Dr. Now wasn't really feeling Tiffany from the beginning. He was like, you a bully. He felt like she was a bully. He's like, you a liar. Because she's like, I eat grapes and yogurt. And he's like, you be 200 pounds if that's how you ate. You're not going to come in here lying to me. Same spiel like he do everybody else. He's like, you're lying. That's not what you eat, obviously. You eat a lot of snacks and you're snacking all day and you're eating the wrong foods. So he pretty much like, look, same thing. Low calorie, high protein. I'm going to give you 2 months, lose 80 pounds. I'll give you weight loss surgery. So she's like, okay, I'm going to try. So she goes back and she tries. And then they actually move. They just go ahead and move. She got her cousin and Aaron to move with her, and they go ahead and move. And she goes back to Dr. Now. She's lost like 26 pounds. Dr. Now's like, what are you doing? She's like, I tried. I thought I was doing. He's like, no, you're not doing it. Not happening. She's like, well, I moved down here. He's like, that's good, but you are not doing what you're supposed to do. There's no way you having surgery until you lose the weight you're supposed to. So he gave her another 2 months. Then she ended up going to the hospital because she had a gallbladder attack. They didn't take it out or remove it or anything, but it resolved itself. But he's basically like, you need to lose weight so you can get this gallbladder removed and you can have surgery. So finally, a lot of back and forth. At month 7, he approves her. She goes back. She's lost, I think, 72 pounds. And he was like, okay, that's good enough. And he's like, but wait a minute. Dr. Now been doing this too. Like, he'll approve for you, but he'll be like, oh, I'll come back in 2 months. And you still need to be losing weight. And if you don't, we ain't having surgery. So he did that to her. That was at month 7. And then so she came back at month 9. She had lost the weight. She was under 500 pounds. She was like 490 something. And he's like, okay, they proceeded with the surgery, removed her gallbladder, gave her the sleeve. She started doing good. I mean, everything else was really pretty uneventful. She was losing weight. She started seeing Lola, the therapist, who I do love. Started seeing Lola. Lola told her, look, you need to talk to your boyfriend. Y'all need to have some conversations, and you need to have write your dad a letter. That was her homework. So she talked to her boyfriend, which I did want to talk about that. I felt like their relationship was very weird. I could not pinpoint it because they met online. She totally disclosed how much she weighed, what she looked like. She sent them pictures, told them how much she weighed. And then that was after 6 months of dating online. So when they met, he was like, ooh, he was shocked how big she was, but he, cared about who she was as a person, and they moved in. And pretty much then he started taking care of her. And I just don't get that dynamic. I don't get what's the give and take. I don't know. I just don't get it. And he was an enabler to the max. I mean, he was pretty high up there, an enabler. Remember one time they went to McDonald's and they ordered $30 worth of McDonald's. And then as she's finished eating it, she's like, I'm done, but I'm not full. Can we get pizza? And he's like, yes. I mean, I just don't get that dynamic. It's an enabler. It makes no sense. So she got pizza after her McDonald's. And then when they went to Dr. Now, she was like, oh, it's hard. It's more expensive to eat healthy. Bro, you just spent $50 at fast food. You can afford to get some lettuce and some chicken breasts. Anyway, that is not what I was talking about. What was I talking about? After the surgery. So she had the surgery. She started losing weight, pretty much on target. She didn't have the surgery to 9 months, so we didn't really have that much time post-surgery. So 12 months in, she had lost 250, 60 pounds. She did good. She was an average. Like I said, this was pretty uneventful. It pretty much was like every other 600-pound life. Like I said, I did feel like she didn't have much of a chance because for her parents to allow her to get that big and let her eat that much, I felt like there was a problem. And even during the show, you could tell there was a lot of problems with her mom, because her mom was getting on her because of her weight. And I'm looking like, her mom, you're partly the reason why she's that big. So I was kind of mad at her mom. And then she did try to video FaceTime her dad. She did try to video chat her dad, like Lola told her to, but we didn't never find out if he even watched it or replied back. Now, her boyfriend, that was what I want to talk about before I go finish this. I couldn't figure out what type of enabler he was. He was an enabler. A lot of those enablers and the husbands or girlfriends or whatever, they usually are there and they like to be the caretakers. And then once you take that away from them, it's like they don't want to be there. They'll leave you. They'll leave because their neediness is no longer relevant. So they don't see the need for it. Or they get really controlling and get really mean and nasty. I mean, this guy was he seemed really nice. But to me, he just didn't seem romantically inclined to her ever. Even when they had a discussion at the end, she was like, "Do you see us having kids if I lose the weight? Do you see us being together?" And he was like, "Yes." But it was just weird to me. I just didn't feel any. I felt her. Now, I felt like she really was romantically inclined to him and she really did love him. But I really didn't see any romantic, we can make it work, have kids. But I mean, who's to say? But I do wish Tiffany well. Hope we see her again on Where Are They Now? And I guess we'll continue doing these reviews. I do just want to talk about 600 Pound Life going forward. I wish they would kind of switch it up a little bit. I'm not going to stop watching. But it do seem like every single person is like the same episode after episode after episode. I wish they would just maybe switch up, do something different, do something new. So after the season, I am going to talk about some of the things I wish they could incorporate or some of the things I wish that they could do. Leave a comment. What do you think? Name some things you think they could do to kind of switch it up a little bit so it's not exactly the same thing every time. One thing I know for sure, I do wish they would stop starting the 1 year time when they start production and they start filming. I wish they would not set that 1 year clock until they have surgery, or at least no, when they have surgery, go. That's the year. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see all this We know it's going to take them 100 times to get it. We know Dr. Now going to make them lose 100 pounds before you have it. We know they're going to have to move. I want to see them losing the weight. So that is one thing for sure, a change I would like to see. Leave a comment, drop a comment, name something you want to see. And I'll talk to y'all next time. I'm out of here.